Talking now with United States Senator Tom Cotton. Good morning, Senator Cotton. How are you?
Good morning, Hugh. Good to be on with you. Belated Happy Labor Day.
And to you, I hope you noticed the Ohio State Buckeyes just crushed Indiana. Did the Razorbacks play this week, or have they given up football?
No, in fact, everybody was so eager to see us play, we started off the season on Thursday night.
And successfully?
Of course.
Okay, just checking. Senator, will you agree with me to stipulate, to get this started, DACA is unconstitutional, and but for the president's 6-month action, which adds a ripeness element, the state's attorney generals who are about to challenge it would have been successful, in my opinion, and that the president did a favor to every DACA kid by giving a ripeness argument to every court to delay ruling it unconstitutional.
Hugh, those points are almost undisputable. President Obama created this mess, and it's landed in President Trump's lap and our lap in the Congress. The reason we know it's unlawful is President Obama himself said it was unlawful in 2010 and 2011 when he was asked to take these steps and did not. But he did so in 2012 in the middle of his reelection. I don't know of any capable and forthright lawyer who argues that the administration can defend this proposition in court. They certainly have weaker ground to stand on than President Obama did when he refused to defend the Defense of Marriage Act a few years ago in court. So this is all a mess of President Obama's making.
And President Trump has done a favor to the Dreamers by giving a 6-month order which will cause courts to pause. Now, the next question is, will Democrats give up what they perceive to be a political advantage in having the Dreamers screwed to work with you and Senator Perdue and others to come up with a comprehensive bill that combines protections for DACA Dreamers with reform of immigration to make it more coherent?
Well, Hugh, I certainly hope the Democrats will focus on the art of the possible here, what kind of agreement we can reach to achieve the president's own stated goals. He has said repeatedly that he wants to, quote unquote, take care of the DACA recipients. I have no objection to that. But we have to recognize there are going to be two negative consequences of that action. One, we create a new opportunity for citizenship through chain migration for their parents, the very people who violated the law by bringing them here as children in the first place. And two, we encourage other people around the world to bring their children here illegally. So we have to do something to stop chain migration. My bill does that, and we have to do something to enhance enforcement. That's a very simple, logically coherent legislative package. It's not comprehensive reform. It's not the Gang of Eight bill. It's not trying to boil the ocean. It's trying to take the action that Democrats say they want, which is to give legal status to approximately 750,000 of these people in their 20s and 30s, while also mitigating the consequences of that action.
Now, Senator Cotton, I know you work well with Senator Coons and a few other Democrats. I don't want you to name names, but do they recognize the moral case for adding the border barrier here? Because I think we had 18,000 arrests at the border in July. I don't know how many people were swept away by Hurricane Harvey when it hit who were trying to get into this country illegally, but it had to be a significant number. It is immoral not to secure that barrier and to continue to attract people to make that arduous duty trip that ends up with many of them in a Walmart parked truck dead because of asphyxiation or swept away by floods. We've just got to remove the incentive.
Hugh, I mean, our immigration system needs to serve the interest of American workers, but as a additional matter, it certainly shouldn't encourage dangerous and even lethal behavior of other people. That's not just true here in America. It's true in Europe. I mean, the policy that Chancellor Merkel announced a couple of years ago was essentially, if you can survive the journey to Europe, you can stay here alive. You can stay here. I mean, what kind of policy is that? And as you say, Hugh, we saw the horrific incident where so many illegal immigrants were killed in a box truck through asphyxiation. How is it a moral policy to encourage more illegal immigration or turn a blind eye to it when you're incentivizing people in Latin America to make a very arduous border crossing trip, sometimes, in the hands of human traffickers or other so-called coyotes?
So, Senator Cotton, at the end of the day, the Indians are 10 games ahead in the Central Division. We know they're going to the postseason. So we know they're going to get to the postseason. We don't know they're going to win. But the probability is they're going to get to the postseason. What's the probability of an immigration bill combining DACA and portions of RAISE Act, yours and Senator Perdue's bill backed by President Trump, getting to the president's desk within the 6 months window?
Hugh, I'm pretty optimistic. The Democrats have said for years that they want to give legal status to these people. The president says he wants to, but he also knows that we have to control the consequences of that. And there's a very, like I said, logically coherent, straightforward, relatively small package that can be negotiated here. That's what I'm going to work on. I'm not going to support just a blanket amnesty with nothing to control the consequences of it, or some kind of rebate Gang of Eight legislation.
And very quickly,
opponent of that.
There are two brothers who graduated from Harvard and Middlebury. Their message to real Donald Trump: don't repeal DACA. That's a fake news. That's not true. It's not about repealing DACA. There is no DACA.
That's right, Hugh. I mean, it's not lawful. They would lose in court. They probably shouldn't defend it in court. This is a mess that President Obama's making. President Trump is trying to clean it up through legal action.
Senator Tom Cotton, good to hear from you. I hope Ohio State and Arkansas meet in the postseason so we can end this once and for all. But Arkansas rarely makes it to the postseason, so that's probably not going to happen. Have a great week, Senator Cotton. I hope to see you on Friday. Don't go anywhere, America.